Today is the day, but for the locals, tonight is the night. Tabloids on Trial, the documentary diving into phone hacking that stars Prince Harry as well as other victims of phone hacking and illegal information gathering by the media, airs on ITV1 and will stream on ITVX. Prior to the documentary's release, Rebecca Berry shared an article about the making of the documentary on the ITV website. I've got it, and we're going to talk about it, so let's get into it.
There's a big difference between what interests the public and what is public interest.
Thank you for clicking on my video, and if you're returning, welcome back to my channel. Today, we're going to be taking a look at an article written by Rebecca Berry for ITV that details some of the things that we can expect from the ITV documentary that premieres tonight on ITV1 and streams on ITVX. Rebecca Berry is the reporter who actually sat down for the interview with Prince Harry for this documentary, so I'm excited to see what she says in her article before the interview drops. Now, tomorrow we will be having a live discussion here on my channel about Tabloids on Trial after the fact, and I wanted to do that tomorrow as opposed to tonight because I wanted to give us an opportunity to sleep on it, rest on the information, take it all in, and then tomorrow have our talking points so that we can have a very well thought out conversation. So please rejoin me here tomorrow for our live stream. And for those of you who are members of the Royal Court over on my Patreon, you'll get a notification soon with something special. Once again, this article is on itv.com/news, written by Rebecca Berry, and it's titled Paranoia, Fear, and Distrust. Prince Harry on the impact of hacking before a monumental victory. Prince Harry has told ITV News the High Court ruling that he was hacked by Mirror Group newspapers was a monumental victory. In an interview for an ITV1 documentary, Tabloids on Trial, Prince Harry has spoken for the first time about the results of the trial. He told me he feels vindicated by the judge's ruling that senior figures at the newspaper group knew about unlawful activities. Quote, "To have the judge rule in our favor was obviously huge, but for him to go as far as he did, this wasn't just the individual people. This went right up to the top. This was lawyers, this was high executives, and to be able to achieve that in trial, that's a monumental victory." In December of 2023, a judge ruled that Prince Harry's voicemails had been intercepted and his private information unlawfully obtained by the Daily Mirror, Sunday Mirror, and The People. Prince Harry told me it had caused him paranoia, fear, and distrust. A judge ruled 15 out of 33 Mirror Group newspaper articles, including stories about his past girlfriends, a conversation with his brother, his deployments to Afghanistan, were all the result of phone hacking, so-called blagging, or other unlawful activities. Quote, "When you're vindicated," Prince Harry told me, "it proves that you weren't being paranoid." In 2005, Mirror Group newspapers commissioned private investigators to blag the flight information, credit card details, or phone bills of Prince Harry's then-girlfriend, Chelsea Davy. Quote, "That has absolutely no public interest whatsoever," he says. "There's a big difference between what interests the public and what is in public interest. What happens in my private life between myself and my then-girlfriend is exactly that, between us." Following the trial, Prince Harry was awarded £140,600 in damages and later settled the remainder of his claim against MGN, which included a substantial additional sum by way of the damages. Prince Harry told me his mother, Princess Diana, motivates him in his legal battles against the tabloids. And he thinks the paranoia he experienced was the same as his mother's. Quote, "There is evidence to suggest that she was being hacked in the mid-90s, probably one of the first people to be hacked, and yet still today, the tabloid press, very much enjoy painting her as being paranoid. But she wasn't paranoid. She was absolutely right about what was happening to her, and she's not around today to find out the truth." It's never been proven in court that Princess Diana was hacked. Prince Harry's mission, as he calls it, differs from his brother's approach. Y'all, we've been talking about that online. In 2020, Prince William reportedly settled out of court with News Group newspapers for what's been described as a very large sum of money, so he got bought off. Harry told me his determination to fight the tabloids had been a central piece in the breakdown of his relationship with his family. I can imagine. I mean, we talked about it when it was fresh, but Every time I think about that, it just upsets me. Quote, anything I say about my family results in a torrent of abuse from the press, he says. I've made it very clear that this legal action is something that needs to be done. It would be nice if we did it as a family. I believe that from a service standpoint, and when you are in a public role, that these are the things that we should be doing for the greater good. Boom. He is 100% correct about that. He's got a service-minded position. They don't. When I ask him what he thinks of his family's decision not to fight public court battles as he has, he replies, quote, I think everything that's played out has shown people what the truth of the matter is. For me, the mission continues, but it has caused part of a rift. Prince Harry's also bringing legal action against, it says against here twice. Rebecca Berry, right here. Y'all got it twice. Anyway. Against Rupert Murdoch's News Group newspapers, which publishes The Sun and Associated Newspapers, the publisher of the Daily Mail. Both strongly deny unlawful information gathering. I mean, that's what they always do. Quote, this is a David versus Goliath situation, says Harry. The Davids are the claimants, and the Goliath is this vast media enterprise. I'm trying to get justice for everybody. It wasn't just royalty in the crosshairs of some tabloids. Even those caught up tragedy were targeted. I think it was supposed to be caught up in tragedy. Paul Dadge appeared on the front pages as he helped the wounded after the 7/7 London bombings. Quote, that picture changed my life, he says. I just wanted to help people on that day, and I can just remember hearing the shutters of the cameras going click, click, click. I was now being held up as the heroic poster boy, but people had died underground. I found it very difficult to deal with. He's since discovered he was hacked by the News of the World. In 2011, News Group newspapers paid a settlement and expressed regret for the distress caused. Quote, we weren't celebrities. This wasn't salacious gossip. We were just normal people who got involved in a horrific event. When something like this happens, it makes you feel very vulnerable, and that's very, very hard. In response to allegations included in the program, News Group newspapers said, quote, in 2011, an apology was published by NGN to victims of voicemail interception by the News of the World. The company publicly committed to paying financial compensation and since then has paid settlements to those with proper claims. In some disputed cases, it has made commercial sense to come to a settlement agreement before trial to bring a resolution to the matter. As we reach the tail end of the litigation, NGN is drawing a line under the disputed matters. The civil proceedings have been running for more than a decade and deal with events 13 to 28 years ago. It is common practice and indeed encouraged in litigation to seek settled claims outside court where both parties agree without the cost of a trial. In response to the documentary, Mirror Group newspaper said, quote, we welcome the judgment in December 2023 that gave the business the necessary clarity to move forward from events that took place many years ago. Where historically wrongdoing took place, we apologize unreservedly, have taken full responsibility, and paid compensation. Now, once again, Tabloids on Trial airs on ITV1 and streams on ITVX at 9 p.m. local time today.
Nice to see you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm really
nice to meet in person.
This is the first time Prince Harry has spoken about the High Court ruling that he was hacked and had his private information unlawfully obtained by the Daily Mirror, the Sunday Mirror, and the People. Did you feel vindicated?
I just wanted to take a super short break to say, if you have not already, please don't forget to go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel, and if you are interested, feel free to participate in the live chat going on now, or feel free to leave a comment if you do not wish to engage in the live chat. Once again, I know I do this all the time. I'm enjoying a channel, I'm enjoying the video, I'm just having a great time, and I completely forget to hit subscribe. So please don't forget to hit subscribe. Don't forget to comment if you wish, and please don't forget to hit that thumbs up button so that the algorithm on YouTube knows that you like my content. Now, let's get back to the show. From the article to the sneak peeks that we've already gotten, this looks like it's going to be an incredible documentary, and we are in for quite a wild ride of a lot of information. And so that is part of the reason why I wanted to schedule my live stream for tomorrow so that we would have time to let it dissect. And also, other streamers typically like to post right after an event like this. So I wanted to make sure they had room to do that because a lot of them do the live stream thing daily. And so I was like, okay, cool. That gives them time to do that. And you can kind of have those initial conversations there. And then after the dust has settled, tomorrow we can have a poignant conversation as well, where some of your talking points can be presented and we can have a real deep dive, because I feel like we are going to have so much to talk about, from Paul Dadge to Hugh Grant to Prince Harry himself. There's so much that we are in store for. And it appears to me that Rebecca Berry did a great job of getting information and asking really good in-depth questions. Now, I can't say that for sure. What I will say is I'm judging from the sneak peeks and this article, which were all presented by her and her team, of course. And so it looks like this is going to be a really well done documentary, but we won't know until we actually watch it. Now, like I said, Patreon, y'all have a special surprise. And so for those of you who are Royal Court members there, enjoy. And then for us over here, we have some fun in store as well with our live stream. So I hope to see some of you in both places. But for those of you who are here, we're going to have a really well thought out conversation as well. So this will be a good time. I wanted to share some of the clips, just a piece of some of the clips of what was revealed in this documentary from what we know so far. And keep in mind, what is led in the promotion of a documentary is never what we get in completion. We always get way more. So these sneak peeks are just the tip of the iceberg, which is why I feel we're in for something really, really great.
Harry's girl to dump him. Seems as though they knew something before I even did.
As well as phone hacking, Mirror Group newspapers commissioned private investigators to blag the flight information, credit card details, or phone bills of Prince Harry's then girlfriend, Chelsea Davies.
So, what happens in my private life between myself and then girlfriend is exactly that between us.
Did you feel vindicated?
Yeah, and I did feel vindicated. To have the judge rule in our favour was obviously huge. To go as far as he did, this wasn't just the individual people. This went right up to the top. This was lawyers. This was high executives. And that's a monumental victory. I think paranoia is an interesting word because, yes, then it could be paranoia. But then when you're vindicated, it proves that you weren't being paranoid. There is evidence to suggest that she was being hacked, probably one of the first people to be hacked. And yet, still today, tabloid press very much enjoy painting her as being paranoid. She wasn't paranoid. She was absolutely right of what was happening to her. And she's not around today to find out the truth.
I was now being held up as this heroic poster boy. People had died underground, and I found that very difficult to deal with.
This is a David versus Goliath situation. The Davids are the claimants, and the Goliath is this vast media enterprise. I'm trying to get justice for everybody, but that's a hard question to answer, because anything I say about my family results in a torrent of abuse from the press, from a service standpoint, and when you're in a public role. But these are the things that we should be doing for the greater good. But I'm doing this. I'm doing this for my reasons. For me, the mission continues, but it's caused, as you say, part of a rift.
We're at a point now where this has been going on not only long enough, but we have actually been exposed to so much information as a result of Prince Harry's pursuits, as well as the pursuits of the other claimants, that at this point, if anyone is still doubting his intention and side-eyeing his end results or his desired end results for all of this, they are intentionally doing so. Because Prince Harry has done a wonderful job of not only pursuing legal action in court, through the chain of command, through the legal matters, through all the proper channels, but he is also providing transparency alongside these trials, alongside these court cases, to properly inform the public. He is literally demonstrating what the media is supposed to be doing. Being transparent, being unbiased, being truthful, and operating in a lawful manner. He has never asked for the world. He has never asked that they sugarcoat news surrounding him. He's never asked that they curate news surrounding him. Hell, he's never even asked to be in the news. What he has asked, which is well within his rights and the rights of the public at large, not just royalty, not just celebrities, but people. Humanity needs to be restored. All he has asked, which is what should be happening already, is to not operate in an unlawful and a biased means. They were breaking the law. They have been breaking the law, and they continue to break the law. And aside from the law breaking, inciting unfair, unusual, and dangerous extremists through biased reporting is also its own kind of issue, but unfortunately at this time, it is very tedious to be charged with a crime. It is a very tedious process, and they always skirt by. But they have literally incited mobs through their bias reporting. Prince Harry is doing work that is not his to do. And he's doing so on behalf of people. He even said, from a service-oriented standpoint, this is what we should be doing as public figures. And he could not be more right about that. What upsets me and what confuses me is why the public themselves, those who remain biased against Harry and Meghan, don't see that what he's doing actually benefits them as well. That's why it's not good to operate from a hateful standpoint, because you always end up burning yourself. He's literally making sure that people who do not have the resources have a legal means and a precedent to protect themselves against the Goliath that is the media. A vast enterprise, as he put it. And he's 100% right. And because people like Prince Harry, people like Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, people like Doreen Lawrence, because they have soared ahead and taken on this huge battle, they are laying the groundwork that will literally help us all, especially those of us who may not have the monetary resources to truly fight a battle against a conglomerate. They are laying the groundwork and setting a precedent that would make my experience a lot different should I need to protect myself from the media. It would make your experience a lot different, and in a lot of ways a lot easier should you need to go to the court because of the media's intrusion. They are laying the groundwork and setting a precedent, and that keeps us all safe. And in the best case scenario, should another media platform across the world say, hey, look, the Ginger Avenger is really, taking names and kicking ass, I don't want to be next. I can't lose my platform. I don't have the money to fight him in court, or the rest of his claimants in court. So I'm not going to partake in that type of information gathering. I'm not going to phone hack. And perhaps the people who are already doing it say, hey, we're going to stop. We're going to knock it off because justice is being served. Best case scenario, it stops completely. In worst case scenario, but still better than what we have right now, or what we had before Prince Harry took on this mission along with the other claimants. But before, we didn't have any recourse. And if we were going to fight that battle, we needed to have millions of dollars at hand, which most people don't have. And if they do have it, they don't have it to give it away to fight this kind of battle that could be an unending battle. Prince Harry has made it very clear that being service-oriented is who he is. It's not just what he's about. It's not the ideology he embodies. It's not his mantra. It's not a fun quote that he has over his door in his office. It's who he is. It is intrinsically interwoven into his every fiber of his being. He is a man of the public. He is a man of service. He is the type of leader that the people of Britain should want. He is the type of leader, hell, we want over here in America. That's why we're not giving him back, y'all. I'm sorry. Me at the border every time his plane leave. Now, you said he going where and how long he gonna be there? Okay, well, if I don't see them lights back on the next day at 8 a.m., I'm knocking on the door. He need to be back in America. Don't be gone too long. I don't play those games. I keep my royals here. Harry and Meghan, y'all can't be gone that long now. I'll be checking the flight log. Like, now y'all said y'all have them back in the morning. Get them back in the morning. But no, all jokes aside, it does bother me that so many people who have so much to gain from Prince Harry and Meghan's missions are the main ones complaining because they have some sort of undying loyalty to people that can't even get near them and don't think enough of them to shake their hand. They've included themselves in a familial spat that does not involve them. And they're commenting, and that's me putting it politely, they're commenting on Prince Harry's mission, a mission that literally benefits them and every other person of the public who may not have the means to fight the same battle. They're commenting and attempting to dissuade Prince Harry when Prince Harry's literally laying the groundwork to keep them safe. That's how hatred will have you out here hating the people who help you and loving the people who harm you. And that is one of the main reasons bias reporting is so dangerous, because bias reporting can have you hating victims and loving oppressors. As a person who lives in America, I can tell you that's 100% true. Over here, we actually have to require body cam footage before people will believe that an institution that is literally created because of racism is still racist. And people are dying as a result of that racism that has always existed and continues to exist because the entity was created as a racist entity. And we still have to watch entire videos of people being murdered or people being shot in their own homes over a bottle or a pot of boiling water over the term, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus." We're watching people get shot down in their own home. We've seen people get choked with an illegal choking move over a cigarette. We've seen people kneeled on, losing air because a cop is kneeling on his neck in a crowd on camera, and people still doubt when Black people say they were racially profiled and mistreated. We need camera over here. You got to have footage because people are intentionally obtuse. And a lot of times people will align with their oppressors because it's the devil they know. And they benefit from their proximity to their oppressors. So even when something comes along that could help them, such as, making sure the media can't bully you into silence, making sure the media can't check your phone records or stalk your kids, or even put out hits on you and all other kind of nonsense, they don't want it. They don't want to be free because it's too damn cozy under the boot of their oppressor. And so they hate people like Prince Harry who go out and they say, hey, I'm going to be a warrior in this area, even though it's not my job. It's a job that needs to be done. So here I am. They hate people like that. They hate to see true leadership because they've been under this fabricated illusion of grandeur with these fake leaders that they don't know realness. They don't know authenticity. They don't know true protection when they get it. And you're hating him because you like his brother more, the same brother who bullies everyone, including his own wife, the same brother who sold out his mother on TV, was able to get bought off, a sellout, the literal definition of a sellout. You like him more because of a family spat that you weren't part of. But the younger brother, the warrior, the avenger, as I like to call him, and as you guys like to call him as well, is out here doing the work in a country he no longer lives in. He's that loyal to you, a public that has intentionally disowned him because they've been mistreated and manipulated by the media that he is now taking on to free you. And you hate him because he married a Black woman, biracial. Isn't it crazy how you can see it and people will still be willfully, intentionally, and obscenely obtuse? He's doing more for the public than many of them, not all, because some of y'all, you get it, but so many of them don't deserve. And that's why I'm glad he's not doing it to be thanked, but he damn sure deserves it. That's why every time his work is acknowledged and rewarded and awarded and presented and he's given his just due, I make sure we scream that to the high heavens because he absolutely deserves it. And more people need to do the same. More people in leadership need to be service-minded. More people in leadership should do the job just because it needs to be done. He didn't say, do I have some kind of financial gain? Do I get some kind of publicity? He's literally Prince freaking Harry. You don't get more famous than that. He's Prince freaking Harry. You don't get more successful than that. And his pockets are deep. He doesn't have to do anything he don't feel like doing. If he woke up and said, today is Barefoot Tuesday, I'm walking on the beach and I'm not doing a damn thing. And you know what? Block off the rest of the year. I'm not doing anything for the rest of the year. He could and will be just fine. Instead, he wakes up and says, it's time to get to work because it's the right thing to do. And I hope people realize that those of you who still hate on him, who still doubt him, who still put him down, you are saying so much more about yourself and your own mental ineptitude than you could ever say about him. Because globally, we get it. We see the work that's being done and we applaud the work that's being done. And many of us are grateful for the work that's being done. Protecting our freedoms and humanity, my God, every leader should be on board. But for those of you who still need help, for those of you who still need convincing, for those of you just, I don't know, it's something about him that I don't like. Oh, it's something about her that I don't like and blah, blah, blah. We can spot you from a mile away. Your racist slip is showing. And as far as the royal family that you continue to protect, they put up gates so that you can't get near them. You and your public and your commoner germs. Y'all out here fighting for royal protocols and you don't even have enough in your cabinets to eat. Imagine. Oh, Meghan had the wrong nail color. Do you have gas in your jalopy while you mad at Meghan's nail color? Do you have gas while you sit here talking about, oh, you know, Kate is back and now we can be happy. Now we can be relieved. You know, the woman who's literally lying to you. But that's a story for another day. That's a story for another day. You can continue to hate on people who want to do right by you. But those of us with more than 2 brain cells to rub together see the work that's being done and are forever grateful. And I'm so glad Harry, Meghan, any of the other claimants involved in this case or any other cases, I'm glad they don't need your applause to do the work that needs to be done. Because if they were waiting on the praise of the public who benefits most from these things, they would never get it and they would never get shit done. I'm so grateful they're doing the job just because it needs to be done. I am very excited about Tabloids on Trial. Again, that premieres today for some of us and tonight for some of us. So I'm really looking forward to it. And I can't wait for our live discussion tomorrow. Again, Patreon members, keep watch. You'll be getting a notification soon, and I hope you enjoy. But for those of us who are here, I will see you tomorrow for our live stream. I'm so excited. Don't forget to turn your notifications on. I said notifications. We just gonna move on. Notifications on so that you are alerted as soon as we go live and you can be a present part of the conversation. I look forward to it. So that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you to Rebecca Berry for the incredible article and for this documentary and her contribution to it. I can't wait to watch. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you haven't already, please feel free to go ahead and like this video, share so more people can find the channel, and don't forget to comment and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Thanks, moderators, for all you do. Bye.
I'm trying to get justice for everybody.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the SharionSade